Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadandi Supadandikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Sri Udapadakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Sapadudam Parjana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vidam Sham Ye Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namostude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhya Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swami Nidhanamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Shiksharthameka Purusha Purana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sharira Dhari Kripambudiryastamaham Prabhadye Panchatattvatmamam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Surupagam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktigam Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Bol. So welcome all the devotees for today's teachings of Lord Chaitanya class. I'll share the screen. Hare Krishna, I'll share the screen now. Mataji, we are in the second chapter, right? Rupeshri Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. Second chapter, on hearing this, Sanatana Goswami replied.
Okay. Here from here, on hearing this, Sanatana Goswami replied that.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. No problem. Okay, Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Okay. Chapter second, what is the caption? Yeah, Sanatana Goswami. Okay. So we know that Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami, both of them were working in the government of Nawab Hussain Shah. Rupa Goswami left the job and to join Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sanatana Goswami wanted to leave, but the Nawab Hussain Shah did not agree. So pretending sickness, he was staying at home, not attending the office, but he had called all the Brahmanas and discussing Srimad Bhagavatam. So one day, suddenly the Nawab Hussain Shah appeared there just to check whether really Sanatana Goswami is sick or not. But then he came to know that he is not sick. In the pretext of sickness, he has taken leave and discussing Srimad Bhagavatam. So he was very much annoyed. So let's see what happens then. Okay. On hearing this, so we'll just read from the previous para. You have submitted sick reports, the Nawab told Sanatana Goswami, but I sent my physician to see you and he reported that you have no illness at all. Since I did not know why you were submitting sick reports and not attending to your service, I have personally come to see you. I'm much perturbed by your behavior. As you know, I completely depend on you and your responsible work in government. I was free to act in other matters, because I was depending on you. But if you do not join me, your past devotion will be spoiled. Now, what's your intention? Please tell me. So Sanatana Goswami is being instructed by Nawab Hussain that if you don't attend the office, you have to face the consequences. So as we have discussed earlier, both the brothers, Rupa Goswami, okay, Dhabir Kas and Sarkara Malik, were holding high positions in Nawab Hussain Shah's government, and they were very sincere and reliable, more than any other people of his government, his own people. So that's why he didn't want to leave any of them. But Rupa Goswami somehow got freed, but Sanatana Goswami was stuck. He could not leave. And as we have discussed earlier, Nawab Hussain Shah is trying to conquer other states and amass wealth and other land for his own kingdom, and all the administrative work, all the administrative activities were being carried out by Rupa and Sanatana. So without them, it was impossible for him to even think. That's why he has come to physically check what exactly has happened. So on hearing this, Sanatana Goswami replied that he was unable to work anymore, and that it would be very kind of the Nawab to appoint someone else to execute the work that had been entrusted to him. At this, the Nawab became very angry and said, "Your elder brother lives like a hunter, and if you retire from the administration, everything will be finished." It was said that the Nawab used to treat Sanatana Goswami like a younger brother. Since the Nawab was principally engaged in conquering different parts of the country and also in hunting, he depended largely on Sanatana Goswami for government administration. Thus, he pleaded with him, if you retire from government service, how will the administration be run? Because he was wholly and totally depending upon Sanatana Goswami, because he was doing all the administration work. So on complete dependence, he used to go for hunting and for other work outside the state. So that's why he was very badly in need of Sanatana's presence in his kingdom. So in the first place, as we have discussed earlier, why did Rupa and Sanatana join the government? They were forced, because Nawab Hussain threatened that if you don't join, I will see that all the Hindus will be in trouble. I will spoil, I will destroy all the temples, and I will harass all the Hindu people. Just for the sake of Hindu people and to protect the temples, they had no other way but to join Nawab Hussain Shah. So that is how they joined. It was not willingly that they have joined the government of Nawab. You are the governor of Gauda. No, Gauda Desha is, why it is known as Gauda? Because from that only Gaudiya Sampradaya came. This place is called Gauda, that area of Bengal that time. That's how we got the Gaudiya name also. Brahma Madhava Gaudiya, where Lord Chaitanya also happened to appear. So Sanatana Goswami replied very gravely, and you punish different kinds of criminals in different ways. So you are at liberty to punish anyone according to his activity. By this reply, Sanatana Goswami indicated that since the governor was engaged in hunting animals and in killing men to expand his kingdom, let both of them suffer according to the acts they were performing. The Nawab, being intelligent, understood Sanatana Goswami's purpose. He left the house in an angry mood, and shortly afterward he went off to conquer Orissa. He ordered the arrest of Sanatana Goswami and commanded that he be held until the Nawab returned. So ordering his people to arrest Sanatana Goswami, he left to Orissa to conquer Orissa. So giving instruction that not to release him till he comes back. When Rupa Goswami learned that the Nawab had arrested his elder brother Sanatana, Rupa sent Sanatana a message that he could use the 10,000 coins in the care of the Bengal grocer to secure his release from the Nawab's detention. Having sent this message, Rupa departed for Vrindavana with his younger brother Vallabha to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he had already, kept some 10,000 gold coins in the nearby grocery shop. So he has written a letter to Sanatana Goswami requesting him to please use that gold coins to bribe some people there in the jail so that he can get out of the jail and join him. So in the meantime, Rupa Goswami and Vallabha, his younger brother, not younger brother, his his younger brother, yes, younger brother, Vallabha to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After receiving Rupa Goswami's message, Sanatana offered 5,000 of the coins to the keeper of the jail in which he was being held in custody. He advised the jailkeeper to gladly accept the 5,000 coins from him and let him go, because by accepting the money, he would not only be materially benefited, but would also be acting very righteously by freeing Sanatana for spiritual purpose. So he also told the jailer, so you will be materially and spiritually benefited by releasing him. How? Materially, I am giving you 5,000 gold coins, which can be used for your financial needs. And spiritually, because you are letting a person go from the, and he is getting freed because he has been unnecessarily kept in the jail. He also knows that. Actually, he wanted to leave, but then Nawab was not allowing. So that way, spiritually also, he will get some credit. So that's how diplomatically he put across the jailer. Of course, I would like to let you go. The jailkeeper replied, for you have done many services for me and you are in government service when you are in government service. But I am afraid of the Nawab. When he hears that you are free, I will have to explain everything to him. How can I accept such a proposal? Sanatana then invented a story the jailkeeper might submit to the Nawab to explain how he had escaped. And he raised his offer to 10,000 coins. Anxious to get the money, the jailkeeper agreed to the proposition and let him go. So first, he is very diplomatic in the sense, he first offered only 5,000. He knew that there will be a bargain. And so in that bargain, he can offer the rest of the 5,000. So he made it 10,000 and he was very greedy for the money also. So he let him go. And he invented a story also that what should be told when Nawab comes so that he will not be in trouble. Sanatana then departed to see the Lord. He did not travel on the open road, but went through the jungles until he arrived at a place in Bihar called Patada. There he rested in a hotel, but the hotel keeper was informed by an astrologer employed there that Sanatana Goswami had some gold coins with him. The hotel keeper, wanting to steal the money, spoke to Sanatana with superficial respect. Just take your rest tonight, and in the morning I shall arrange for you to get out of this jungle trap. So at night he was resting in a hotel. So the astrologer told the hotel keeper that Sanatana Goswami has some gold coins. So actually the plan was, he was at night, he will kill the person will kill Sanatana and get the gold coin. That was a plan. So he said, please rest today. Tomorrow morning I'll arrange, somebody to accompany you. So that way, you'll be safe. So however, Sanatana was suspicious of his behavior and he inquired from his servant Ishana whether he had some money. Actually, Sanatana did not carry any gold coin. His servant by name Ishana was carrying some coins, 8 coins or something he was carrying. So Sanatana did not like the idea of servant carrying such money. He became angry with him and said, why do you carry this death knell on the road? Because if you have money, especially at night, and when you are traveling in an unknown place, especially in the jungle or forest, it is really risky. People may rob you, isn't it? So that's why Sanatana was not very happy with Ishana because he was carrying this death. Sanatana advanced to the gold coins and offered them to the hotel keeper. He then requested the hotel keeper to help him through the jungle. Sanatana informed him that he was on a special journey for the government and that since he could not travel on the open road, it would be very kind of the hotel keeper to help him through the jungle and over the hills. So he requested the hotel person to help him to cross the jungle. So the hotel keeper replied, I learned that you had 8 coins with you and I was thinking of killing you and take them. But I can understand that you are a very good man and so you don't have to offer me the money. I will get you over this hilly tract of land. So he told the truth. Actually, he was planning to kill him and take the gold coin. But then since he himself has given that, he said, no, I don't want it. But anyway, I will help you to cross this jungle. Then Sanatana said, no, if you don't accept these coins, then someone else will take them from me. Sanatana replied, someone will kill me for them. So it is better you take them. I offer them to you. The hotel keeper then gave him full assistance, and that very night he helped him get past the so although he did not he did not want to get that coins, but Sanatana Goswami insisted that you take. If you don't take it, somebody else will kill us and take it. So it's better you take it and help us. So when Sanatana emerged from the hills, he requested his servants to go home with the one coin he still had with him. So there also he lied to Sanatana Goswami. Actually, he had 8 coins, but then he said he has only 7 coins. One he left, he kept for himself. So he came to know, Sanatana Goswami came to know that he has again told me lie. So he didn't want this Ishan to accompany him, because again it will be a risk. If they have gold coins, they will be robbed and they will be killed. So Sanatana Goswami requested Ishan, please go home. I don't want your service. So with torn clothing and with a water pot in his hand, after the departure of his servant, Sanatana felt completely free, because he had nothing. If you don't have anything, who will rob you? Who will attack you? People will attack you only for some money or something else, if you hold something, but you don't have anything. So there will be nothing to be afraid of. So with torn clothing and with a water pot in his hand, he proceeded toward Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. On the way, he met his rich brother-in-law, who was also in the government service, and who offered him an excellent blanket, which Sanatana accepted at his special request. Then he departed from him and went on alone to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Benares. See, a person who was the prime minister in the Nawab Hussein's kingdom, having all the facilities and all the comfort and very well placed, he left everything. And what he had at the end of the day? He had only a torn cloth and a water pot in his hand. This, not that he was forced into this. He willingly accepted this position. He didn't want material enjoyment. He knew this material enjoyment is temporary and it is not going to benefit him very well, because he is going to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. With opulence, if he goes to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, will Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accept? No, will not. He knew that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants them to renounce everything and come to him, to totally surrender. So on the way, his brother-in-law gave him a very excellent blanket, because it was cold season, so he could use it during night and other when he sleeps. So Sanatana accepted it, although it's very costly and it's a very nice blanket. He accepted it. Then he departed from him and went alone to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Benares. So he went to Benares to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When he reached Benares, Sanatana learned that the Lord was there, and he became overjoyed. He was informed by the people that the Lord was staying at the house of Chandrasekhara. And Sanatana went there. Although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was inside the house, he could understand that Sanatana had arrived at the door. And he asked Chandrasekhara to call in the man who was sitting there. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Chandrasekhara Acharya, they were all inside. But when Sanatana arrived there, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew that he is already there. So he sent Chandrasekhara to call him. He is a Vaishnava, a great devotee of the Lord. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Chandrasekhara came out to see the man. So what was the description given? That there is a Vaishnava, a great devotee of the Lord, has come outside the house. Please go and get him. Chandrasekhara came out to see the man, but he saw no Vaishnava at the door. He did not see any Vaishnava. He saw only a man who appeared to be a Muslim mendicant, because he was working for the Muslim government. He was in that attire. So, and he was also, having a torn cloth and kamandalu and everything. So it was as if a Muslim mendicant had come. So this is what he understood, Chandrasekhara. The Lord then asked to see the mendicant. And when Sanatana entered the courtyard, Lord Chaitanya hurriedly came out to receive him and embrace him. So immediately Lord Chaitanya rushed to embrace Sanatana Goswami. When the Lord embraced him, Sanatana became overwhelmed with spiritual ecstasy. And he said, my dear Lord, please do not touch me. But they embraced each other and began to cry. Seeing Sanatana and Lord Chaitanya acting thus, Chandrasekhara was struck with wonder. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then asked Sanatana to sit down with him on a bench. The Lord was touching the body of Sanatana with his hand, and again Sanatana asked him, "My dear Lord, please do not touch me," because Sanatana Goswami, he thought himself that I'm untouchable because I was working for Muslims, Mlechas government, and Lord Chaitanya is Supreme Personality of Godhead, is very pure. It is not good that Lord Chaitanya embrace or touch this Mlecha or this, low class person. So that was there in his mind. So he didn't want Lord Chaitanya to touch or embrace him, but the Lord did not listen. He, kept on embracing him. So I'm touching you just for my purification. The Lord is telling Sanatana Goswami that I'm touching you for my purification. The Lord replied, "For you are a great devotee. By your devotional service, you can deliver the whole universe and enable everyone to go back to Godhead." So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, already thought that Sanatana Goswami is the one person who is going to inundate the whole world with, Krishna Prema. So he knew that already. So Lord then quoted a verse, nice verse from the Vedic literature, stating that a person who is a devotee of Lord Krishna and is 100% engaged in devotional service is far better than a Brahmana who is versed in all the Vedic literatures, but who does not engage in the devotional service of the Lord. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving us a clear indication that a Vaishnava is always better than a Brahmana. Although a Brahmana is well versed in all Vedic literature, but they don't usually engage in devotion service. They are more or less ritualistic. Okay, they are doing rituals, not spiritual devotion service. So Vaishnava is far, far better than a practicing Brahmana who is into ritualistic activities, just as a duty is doing, but there is no love and devotion. They don't do or they don't perform devotional service to Supreme Personality of Godhead. So from that perspective, a Vaishnava is much, much better than a Brahmana. So the Vedic literature also states that Supreme Personality of Godhead does not recognize a non-devotee who is very learned in all the divisions of the Vedas, but he likes a devotee even if he was born in a low family. If one offers charity to a Brahmana who is not a devotee, the Lord does not accept it. But if something is offered to a devotee, the Lord accepts. In other words, whatever a person wishes to offer, the Lord may be given to his devotees. As we all know, there are many instances in our Shastras. The Lord likes the devotees more than the Vedantis. We know from Krishna Lila, all this Vedantis were doing homas, yajnas to please the Supreme Lord Vishnu. But when Lord Krishna and Balrama sent his own devotees to fetch some prasadam, they did not give. But on the contrary, the patnis of the Brahmanas, the wives of the Brahmanas, very happily gave prasadam. So they got the mercy of the Supreme Lord, not these Brahmanas. So the devotees have a special soft place in the heart of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is what we have to understand. So more than the Vedantis, the Vedic transcendentalists, a devotee is, very, very dear to Lord Sri Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in other words, whatever a person wishes to offer the Lord may be given to his devotees. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also quoted Srimad Bhagavatam to the effect that even if a Brahmana was born in a high family and is qualified with the 12 Brahmanical qualities, he is lower than the lowest of the low. If he is not a devotee of the Supreme Lord, see, he is lower than the lowest of the low if he is not a devotee of the Supreme Lord. Although a devotee may have been born in a Chandala, dog-eater family, by devotional service, he can purify his whole family for 100 generations past and future. Whereas a proud Brahmana cannot purify even himself. Lord Chaitanya then said to Sanatana, quoting the Hari Bhakti Subhodaya, Akshno phalam twadrisha darshanam hi tano phalam twadrisha gatra sangha Jihva phalam twadrisha kirtanam hi sudurlabha bhagavada hi loke. O devotee of Lord, to see you in this perfection of the eyes, to touch your body is a perfection of bodily activities, and to glorify your qualities is the perfection of the tongue, for it is very rare to find a pure devotee like you. So this is from Hari Bhakti Subhodaya. So this is the glorification of devotees. We all know there are many instances like Prahlada, Mrigari, Ratnagara, they were all not, great people as far as birth is concerned. Okay, they were born. If Prahlad was born into Asura family, Mrigari was, half killing the animals and enjoying, and Ratnagara was a hunter. All of them have become pure devotees. We all know this. So next, the Lord told Sanatana, Krishna is very merciful and is the deliverer of fallen souls. He has saved you from Maharaurava. Now, Maharaurava is a special cell in the hellish region, where very, very hard punishment is given. So Srimad Bhagavatam describes Maharaurava as a hell meant for persons engaging in killing animals. For it is stated that the butchers and animal eaters go to that hell. So this is specifically meant for those who are killing animals for their sense gratification. Okay, this hell is their destination, especially the butchers of animals. They go to this particular hell. I do not know the mercy of Krishna, Sanatana replied, but I can understand that your mercy upon me is causeless. You have delivered me from the entanglement of material life. It was just because of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy that he could escape from Nawab Hussain. Otherwise, it was not possible. Okay, so it is by the blessings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he could leave the occupation that he was having in Nawab Hussain Shah, and that's why he's telling, I do not know the mercy of Krishna, but I know one thing, that your mercy upon me is causeless. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's. Then the Lord asked, how did you get free from custody? Understand that you were arrested. Sanatana then narrated the whole story of his release. The Lord then informed him, I saw your two brothers and advised them to proceed toward Vrindavana. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami and Vallabha have gone to Vrindavana. Lord Chaitanya then introduced Chandrasekhara and Tapan Mishra to Sanatana, and Tapan Mishra pleasantly invited Sanatana to dine with him. The Lord requested Chandrasekhara to take Sanatana to a barber and make him gentle, for Sanatana had grown a long beard, which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not like. He asked Chandrasekhara to provide Sanatana not only with a bath and clean shave, but with a change of clothes as well. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested Chandrasekhara to arrange the needful, for his bath and changing the clothes and everything. After Sanatana had bathed, Chandrasekhara offered him some good clothes. When Lord Chaitanya was informed that Sanatana had not accepted the new garments, but later accepted only some used garments from Tapan Mishra, he was very glad, because he didn't want to have some materially opulent clothes. So he rejected. So instead, he accepted some old garments from Tapan Mishra. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this, he was very glad. Why? Because even though he was having a royal place in the Nawab Hussain Shah, he was enjoying everything. He has renounced everything. He is not interested in anymore. So that the mentality of that renunciation is being appreciated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Tapan Mishra did not offer Sanatana food immediately. However, but after the Lord had finished eating, there were some remnants of his food, and those remnants were offered to Sanatana while the Lord took his rest. So Sanatana Goswami was not immediately given food, but whatever the remnants of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prasadam was given to Sanatana Goswami, and when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took rest, Sanatana Goswami honored that. After resting, Lord Chaitanya introduced a Maharashtrian Brahmana, a devotee of his, to Sanatana, and that Brahmana invited Sanatana to accept lunch daily at his place as long as he remained in Banaras. There was a Maharashtrian Brahmana family. Brahmana was also there. So he requested Sanatana Goswami to honor prasadam in his house as long as he remained in Benares. As long as I remain in Benares, I will beg from door to door, Sanatana said. But the Lord will be so good as to accept this invitation for daily lunch at your house. So Lord Chaitanya was very much pleased by this behavior of Sanatanas, but he noticed the valuable blanket that had been given to him by his brother-in-law while Sanatana was en route to Benares. So he really liked Sanatana's that mood of renunciation, but then he noticed one thing in his hand, a very costly blanket which he still had, which his brother-in-law had given on his way from Bengal to Benares. Although Lord Chaitanya did not say anything about the blanket, Sanatana understood that he did not approve of such a valuable garment on his body. He is a mendicant, and a mendicant should not use such costly items. So he understood Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mind. And therefore, Sanatana decided to get rid of it. He immediately went to the bank of the Ganges, and there he saw a mendicant washing an old quilt. When Sanatana asked him to trade the old quilt for the valuable blanket, the poor mendicant thought that Sanatana was joking with him. How is this? The mendicant replied, you appear to be a very nice gentleman, but you are mocking me in this unmannerly way. So he wanted to just get rid of it. So when he went to Ganges for taking bath, he saw another mendicant having an old quilt. So he wanted to trade it off with his quilt, which was torn and in a bad state. So he thought, this mendicant thought that this gentleman is joking with me or mocking me in an unmannerly way, because he wanted to trade off a very nice, very costly blanket with a torn one. How is it? So I am not joking with you, Sanatana informed him. I am very serious. Will you kindly exchange your torn quilt for this blanket? Finally, the mendicant exchanged this torn quilt for the blanket, and Sanatana returned to the Lord. So finally, after insisting, that mendicant agreed. So exchange the blanket with that quilt. Where is your valuable blanket? Immediately, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him when he saw Sanatana Goswami. The Lord immediately inquired. Sanatana informed him about the exchange, and the Lord loved him for this and thanked him. So Sanatana Goswami could make out what is there in the mind of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Accordingly, he acted. You are intelligent enough, and you have now exhausted all your attraction for material wealth. In other words, the Lord accepts a person for devotional service only when he is completely free from all material possessions. If you think that we have so much of material possessions, okay, what are the material possessions? It can be name, it can be fame, it can be wealth, it can be costly items that you are possessing. So anything can be material, name, fame, possessions, everything can be material wealth. So Lord understood that Sanatana Goswami has renounced everything. He has no attachment for any material wealth. In other words, the Lord accepts a person for devotional service only when he is completely free from all material possessions. The Lord then told Sanatana, so when we have all these name, fame, material possession, everything, oh, I have so much. And with that in our mind, with that mood, we are going to worship the Supreme Lord. We have that false ego within us. I have so much. I want little from the Supreme Lord. So in that intention, if you approach, the Lord will not even see us. So we have to go with total submission to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Not with that I am so and so. We should not have any false ego at all. What is the false ego? That I have a good body, I have good wealth, I have good knowledge, I have this, that. These are all false ego. Because at the end of the day, we are not the honor at all. We are not holding anything. Everything is given by the Supreme Lord. We don't understand that. But we think that we are the honor, we are the controller, we are the proprietor. That is the real false ego. It would not look good for you to be a mendicant and beg from door to door with such a valuable blanket on your body. So this is exactly what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told. Keeping a valuable, suppose you are wearing so much of ornaments on your body, and you are in a very good attire, and you are having all costly items with you, and you are going door to door for begging. Will it be really good? So that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. having a valuable blanket on your body and you are going door to door as a mendicant for begging, it doesn't look good. It is contradictory and people would look on it with abhorrence. Whatever I am doing to become free from material attachment is all your mercy, Sanatana replied. So Sanatana Goswami is telling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so whatever I am doing is to become free from material attachment, it's all your mercy, is your instruction. Actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna. We know that as Paramatma is there in the heart of Sanatana Goswami also. So from within he is inspiring Sanatana Goswami, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knows who Sanatana Goswami is. So from within, as Paramatma, he is inspiring Sanatana to act in that way. The Lord was very much pleased with him and they discussed spiritual advancement. Previous to this meeting between Lord Chaitanya and Sanatana Goswami, the Lord had met a householder devotee named Ramananda Rai. We all know that Ramananda Rai, when he went for South India tour, he met Ramananda Rai, the governor of Madras that time near Godavari river. At that meeting, which is discussed in a later chapter, Lord Chaitanya asked Ramananda Rai questions and Ramananda replied as if he were the Lord's teacher. However, in this case, Sanatana put questions to the Lord and the Lord answered him. Okay, just like in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna asked questions and Krishna answered. And in Ramananda Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Samvada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked questions and Ramananda Rai replied. Here, Sanatana put questions. Sanatana Goswami asked questions and Lord Chaitanya answered. So the instructions of Lord Chaitanya to Sanatana Goswami are very important for people in general. The Lord taught him the process of devotional service, just like how Rupa Goswami was given instruction by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Prayag, Dashaswa Medhakat, for 10 days. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will also instruct Sanatana Goswami in Kashi, Varanasi for 2 months. So which is the constitutional position of every living entity? Because this is so, it is every man's duty to advance in spiritual science. Many subjects were thoroughly discussed in the talks between Lord Chaitanya and Sanatana Goswami. Due to the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, Sanatana was able to put important questions before him. And these questions were replied to properly. So see, again, due to the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, see, even asking questions is not, our ability. Without the mercy of the Lord, even we cannot ask questions properly. See, so due to the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, Sanatana was able to put important questions. Actually, these questions were asked on our behalf. It is for our benefit. It is for the benefit of the general populace. And these questions were replied to properly. So through this samvada, this question and answer session, all the people got benefited. So the meeting of Sanatana Goswami and Lord Chaitanya teaches us that to understand spiritual subject matters, one must approach a spiritual master like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and make submissive inquiries. This is confirmed in the instruction of the Bhagavad Gita 4.34, where Lord Krishna says that one should approach a man of authority and learn the spiritual science from him. So what it says, that if you want to really get enlightened spiritually, you have to approach a bona fide spiritual master who comes in proper disciplined succession. Okay, just like in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, Tad Viddhi Pranipatena Pariprasnena Sevaya Upadekshandite Jnanam Jnaninas Tattva Darshana. So if at all any one of us are interested in getting knowledge, we have to approach a bona fide spiritual master who is in the disciplined succession, and total submissiveness should be there. Pranipatena Pariprasnena Sevaya. Pranipad, as we all know, we have to pay obeisances to that spiritual master. Okay, Pariprasnena, inquire submissively from him. Then what? Sevaya. We have to serve him in a very humble mood. Then only the spiritual master will impart the necessary knowledge for our spiritual advancement. So it is a must. So this is also an indication that those who are interested in spiritual pursuit must get connected to this parampara, the bona fide parampara, and should have a spiritual master, so that we get through the spiritual master only we can get connected to the parampara, and through the spiritual master and the gurus we will get the right spiritual knowledge, whereby we'll get enlightened with the right knowledge and stop this repeated cycle of birth and death and get elevated from this material world to the spiritual world. So this is what, in brief, the meeting of Sanatana Goswami with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Banaras. But this is very, very brief. Only when we read Chaitanya Charitamrita or other literatures like Chaitanya Mangala, Chaitanya Bhagavata, and all, it's very elaborate. It is given about these meetings. These 2 months, they were there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was teaching Sanatana Goswami 2 months, 2 continuous months. So it is in detail. So this is just a glimpse of meeting only. That's all. Hare Krishna. So any questions or any comments? Devotees.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, pranam. This Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami, they were Muslim?
They were?
They were Muslim before?
No, they were working for Muslim governments. That's why they got a Muslim names. So, and especially those days, if we are working for Muslim government, you will be treated as Muslim only. You will be ostracized from the Brahmani community. So Brahmani community never accepted them to be Brahmins because they were working for Muslim governments. And even the names were Dabir Khas and Sarkar Malik.
Dabir Khan and Sarkar Malik.
They are actually from the Saraswata Gowda Brahmin family from Karnataka.
Oh, they migrated to there actually.
Yeah. So their forefathers had gone to Bengal for some occupation, and they were born and brought up there in that region, Gowda region.
And these Nawabas threatened them to join their government. Huh?
Yes. The Nawab Hussain Shah told both the brothers, if you don't join our government, I will kill all the Hindu people, I will destroy all the temples. So on threat, they were forced to join because there was no other way. If they don't agree, because the ruling was by these Muslim kings those days. So they had to compromise, sacrifice rather.
Sacrifice. Very well. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yes, any other questions or comments? Okay, it is 7:45. Should we continue, or Parvati Mataji, anybody is there for the Bhagavad Gita? Okay, chapter 3 is also is a brief of teachings to Sanatana Goswami. Should we continue with this, or is there anybody ready for Bhagavad Gita?
Rajeshwar Prabhu is ready, I think.
Rajeshwar Yadav Prabhu, you are there?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dana Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu ji, are you ready? आप तैयार है?
कोशिश करेगा प्रभु जी.
कोशिश करेगा, ठीक है. Parvati Mataji, is okay? Should I stop? Because only one person, right?
Only one person.
Okay. Radha Mataji is not there.
Radha Mataji is not there.
Okay. राजेश्वर प्रभु, कितना टाइम चाहिए आपको?
20 minutes, I think.
20 minutes. Okay.
Less
so
than
I will,
20 minutes.
yeah, okay. So I will stop here, and so after 20 minutes is okay, but by the 8:15 it will be finished. Okay, so I will stop here, Okay, then 1 second. Let me stop the sharing. Yes. हिंदी में या इंग्लिश में प्रभु जी? हरि बोल. हरे कृष्णा. Over to you, प्रभु जी.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु, आप म्यूट हैं प्रभु. राजेश्वर प्रभु, दंडवत प्रणाम.
हरे कृष्णा दान प्रभु. हरे कृष्णा. हरे कृष्णा. सप्तकांचन गौरंगा ओम हरे कृष्णा. भगवद गीता 15 and 16 Prabhuji. 2.15 and 16. Please, my language is not perfect. I will try to explain. यम हिना यतायांते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभा समदुःख सुखं धीरं सोमामृता त्वया कल्पते. O best among men, Arjuna, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is stay in both is certainly eligible for the liberation. Krishna said before Arjuna, he did not fight because of, he said, this is my family. This is my family. How to I kill? How to I happy? I kill my brothers and everybody. So how to I happy? That's why Krishna is answer gave me here. The who first he given Atma and then after he is talking about body, then who will get the knowledge of the Atma and body? They know they never disturb in the happiness and any things. They will not disturb. This one, how to get this knowledge? This one, we get the knowledge. Three type of we get the knowledge. One is the Siddha Pramana, Anumana, and Pratyaksha. Siddha means direct. We told this is the knowledge. Direct to talk to boys. Anumana means what you say. For example, if you say Krishna is beautiful, very nice, I will tell like that. Some people will Anumana means they will some really Krishna beautiful or not. So doubt, there is a Anumana. Pratyaksha means if you tell the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra very experience, there is a Pratyaksha Anumana. We will tell Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is joyful, happy, then these three kind of category we take the knowledge. So those knowledge we get it this three type of knowledge. So here who will not disturb happiness and disturb any things. So this example we see how this quality is coming. So how this quality is this, because of this quality we surrender to Krishna, then we have this quality is coming. Otherwise we cannot know. Many things we have know the Atma and body. So this is the example we see in the Vrittasura. Vrittasura is a demon because he know the that time Indra he cannot kill Vruktasura because of very strong demon, but there is a powerful Indra, but he cannot kill. There is a Vajrayudha, he took the Vajrayudha, he killed, but he cannot kill. There is a special Vajrayudha, that's Vruktasura, remember him, please killing me, because this is you can do it. This Vruktasura demon, he said killing me, because nobody, if you tell like that, that's a body attachment. This is not body attachment in the Vruktasura. There is high principle is there. That this is the Vruktasura, this because of Vruktasura in the previous life in the Chitraketu. In the Chitraketu, one day he show in the Shiva is teaching in the Srimad Bhagavatam. That time in the Parvati, Shiva is laughing in the Parvati. So Chitraketu very laughing how to teach in the Bhagavata with wife in the lamp. Then Shiva is silent, but Parvati is a curse. But that time Chitraketu he cannot disturb. This is my future good things. Then Parvati immediately asked, why it is not disturbed? He is very happy face.
Hare Krishna, I think he got exited.
Yes, Prabhu. Maybe unknowingly. I'll speak to him, Prabhu.
Okay.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Sorry,
Hare
Prabhu,
Krishna.
charging.
Charge? No, okay.
Yeah. So the Vruktasura he never disturbed because of Parvati curse, but he never disturbed. Same way is Bhishmadev also is very Arjuna very he cannot fight in the Bhishmadev. That time Krishna very angry because of if not kill Bhishmadev, our soldiers he never see because that 10 days going on that way. He very angry Krishna. He took the chariot, the wheels, he killing the Bhishma. That Bhishma he pray to please killing me immediately now because this Arjuna he go to stop the Krishna killing because of he say promise I'll never take the Asra. So this Arjuna is stop the killing the Bhishma. So that time Bhishma Bhishma is thinking, so he never disturbed that time. He always remembering the Lord. That time also he other person also Bhishma. Other person also is the Kunti Devi. Kunti Devi he asking never asking every time. He asking always problems. He always problem because of he remembering the Krishna. That think Prahalad Maharaj also you see is that Hiranyakashipu is a own father. He disturbed a lot of he killing also. He that own father is told me he never don't tell in the Narayana name. Tell the my name. But Prahalad Maharaj he said Narayana name. But now situation we see is not like that situation now. It's better than previous Prahalad. That time very difficult. Only that situation also he tolerate everything. Like he killing so many times, so many ways, but he never disturb in that time. So this is the Prahalad and also we see our Srila Prabhupada. You see, Prabhupada, so he go to America preaching the Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Go to America, his Guru Maharaj order, he go to then rich country, then we will follow everybody. So that ambition, he Krishna take the Srimad Bhagavatam. He so many difficulties he faced, but he so many going to the ship, the heart attack also so many times coming. He is not disturbed. He is the going the preaching the movement, and also same our Guru Maharaj, Jayapataka Maharaj also is lot of disturb in the body, but he never disturb in the he preaching in the all of the world, and this the quality of the Vaishnava. This way we never disturb in the this type we tolerate or things happiness and disturb this way this Vaishnava we can do. So same way Srila Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also is the young age, 24 age, is living in the wife and mother. So sannyasa very high quality in the high quality ashram. There is lot of attachment is going on, but he immediately that high principle is going on. That's why he teacher to the not difficult. He go to the high principle. That's why he take that. Our also we understand that stage how to come, how to our practice, how to we will practice get that stage. So we try to stage believe in the Krishna Ananya Chintayanto Ma is the Bhagavad Gita 9.2 I think. 9.2. This say if you always remember in the surrender in the Krishna, that's nothing to happen the person. So the devotee. So this is the quality our we every day we surrender means that everything in the Krishna. So we are in a comfort zone. So comfort zone we never bhakti progress. If you that's a comfort zone. For example, we are satsanga is going, everything is there, is going on nicely. Then we never progress in the bhakti. When you difficult come, then we will progress. That, for example, we do some, we do the some we need in the little things we put in the heart. No? That is something we going on. We put in the heart, then we will like come something. We put hard work, then we will come something item. So some way we also difficult come, then we will progress our bhakti. We surrender to Krishna more because of the happiness. This things be comfort zone. That means comfort zone means everything is peaceful. They never going progress in speedily bhakti. If difficult come, then we speedily going the bhakti progress. This is the sloka. So how to be learn the another sloka also is the body, the atma and body. This is the 15th sloka. He said. Now is starting the atma next sloka. Body plus atma. Then we will see that one. नाशतो विद्यते भावो नाभावो विद्यते सदा वयोरपि दृष्टान्ता स्वानयो तत्त्वदर्शिभिः. Those who are serious of the truth have conclude that of the known existing the material body there is no dualness, and of the eternal the soul there is no change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of both. there is say bodily and soul. So bodily, our so many changing, 6 type of changing: birth, increase, and engage, and produce, and old age, and death. This is 6 type of body change, but soul never change. We practically we know everybody. We have smile, we have childhood. We know same our things. We know physically. We see some increase the body, increase the thinking, increase our engage after old age. This is the change. We know body, but Atma never change. This is the example we see. This is my house. This is my house. That means this is my house means house separate and me separate. This is not together. Same way, this is my body. This is my body means my different, my body different. Same way, our body inside Atma and body is the different, not in the bodily consciousness. Body different, Atma different. Same way, if you see, if for example, if you go to if you travel in the car, if you want you travel in the some place, but you feel angry, you get the put it in the fuel car, you never get in the happy in the hungry, you never satisfied in the hungry. Same way, we are we are consulting our body conceptly, we never happy because of we our goal in the satisfied in the Krishna. So that's that's satisfied how to relationship is the Krishna. Soul is the surrender to Krishna. That's where we thus body concept is not not permanent. This is the not permanent. This is the temporary. So this so many body we will change, but our relationship in the Krishna, that is the happiness. Who established this relationship in the Krishna, that is very happy because of our own nature in the serving in the Krishna. That is the our happiness. So this is the 16th sloka. He further explanation he going to 17, 18 soul. So body, this is the stop here. This is the Prakriti. There is the if you who control in the Prakriti because of all control in the Krishna. So this is the we understand. We are understand this is the our supreme person of Godhead. We surrender to Krishna, then we go to the our original place. Be happy there. So this is the I will mistake. Please forgive me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much. Very nice. You've given so many examples. Very nice, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Devotees.
Hari Bol, Prabhu.
Please, devotees, please share your thoughts or comments.
Hari Bol, Prabhu. Hari Bol. Thank you so much. Wonderful, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Very nice, Prabhuji. Nice examples. Easy to understand, Prabhuji. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Very nice. Very nice. You have taken like that important subject like happiness and distress, how we have to tolerate. You have given very nice examples.
बंद करिए तो लीव करना एक मीटिंग जा.
Yeah, you have said so many examples which we can always meditate upon, like Kunti Maharani, you said about Bhishma Dev, and even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. very nicely explained. And also the second verse, you have clearly explained the bodily concept. What is the difference between the body and the soul, and what we have to, how we need to surrender to Krishna. So very nicely explained, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, very good, nice Prabhuji, very good. So only Radha Mataji is missing today, right?